we go. We're going to install some JBA long tube ceramic headers on the Armada. Just opened them up. Just opened up one of them. It's a lot smaller than I thought. For some reason I was thinking it was a lot bigger. My old L18 Datsun header was way bigger than this thing. Pretty sure. You can see it's just barely over 24 inches because these are 12-inch tiles. There's a little QX56 for reference. And some gaskets. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any bolts. So I've got some B-tubes being made. We'll see how this goes. Pretty nice. I've never had titanium or ceramic before. But I thought they were black, but they're actually like a gray. The same color as the old Quest. The second Quest. Alright. Step 2. I'm putting in the headers. I've jacked it up, taken out the front tires, put it on jack stands, right at the little arrow mark, remove the inner liners so now you can see the inner fender wells. And I think it's the first time I ever had this side off. You can actually see the whole side of the engine now. If it wasn't for this upper control arm mount, you could actually see the whole stock exhaust manifold. Sounds like I got an exhaust leak right here where I've seen pictures of them cracked. So there's the airflow sensor. It's got a pretty short wire. I don't know how that's supposed to extend all the way down there, but it's supposed to reach. I don't know about that. But I guess we'll take out the heat shields next. But it's pretty good access compared to like the old hard body when you remove the inner fender wells. It's just a little teeny hole. But the frame's not so much in the way like this one is. So let's take out the exhaust manifolds. Here's the driver's side or left side. So I guess I had the dipstick. I gotta remove. I may remove this column, this rack. Just get it out of the way. They're really easy to remove. It may be worth it because I can see the heat shield bolts, and there's the airflow sensor right behind all the brake lines. So it's nice access. It's just a lot of wires and junk in the way. Okay, the first step I would do is I tried removing the heat shield, but you can't take it out, and it's really just in the way. So the best thing to do is to remove the airflow sensors and O2 sensors first. You need a 22mm wrench or 22mm socket. Unfortunately, in the US, you can't buy one. You have to buy a American tool companies only make 7/8 stuff, which is basically close enough. These O2 tools. So that's basically 22mm. And I had to use a 2-foot breaker bar with an extension. But luckily there's a nice straight shot. I can't see there. I got the other side off with a regular long reach 3/8, but this side was so tight. This thing's got 140 something thousand miles on them. And I don't think there's any factory anti-seize on there, so they were tight. I got the 2 airflow sensors off. I had soaked them in lubricant overnight. And now I got to take out the 2 O2 sensors out of the B pipes. I've already got one motor mount and bracket off, but I'm thinking the first step really is to take out all the airflow sensors and O2 sensors while the exhaust is being held. They're just going to get in the way, and put them in last. Keep them in a safe place. This thing is they still work, so I'm going to reuse them. Okay, so I got all 4 O2 sensors out. That worked good. Now I just got off the B pipes. I did not remove the muffler. I didn't even touch it. Actually, I just stepped on the muffler, and I was able to push these studs right out. So This is the left side, that's the right side. Well, I got a good picture of these things. I've seen pictures on the internet. These are the secondary cats. And here's obviously where the O2 sensor goes. So I don't have the new B pipes yet, they're being made. Now to take off the heat shields. Here's the right side motor mount bracket and the motor mount itself. This was actually pretty easy to get off. There's basically 4 bolts into the block here, and then there's 2 bolts into the frame here, and then 1 bolt that goes through from here to here. I took this one off first, then I put a block underneath the oil pan to hold it on the frame. I'm only going to do one side, then once I get this bracket, put the header in and put this bracket back on, then I'm going to do the other side, just in case I don't want the engine to move around. So that's my plan. Let me show you the block under the engine. Here's where the B pipe was, on the left side. See if I love the light here. So here's where I've got the engine supported with a block of wood. It's just like a 6-inch piece of wood sitting on a couple of oil pan bolt heads. Let me get this light. Big shot of my alternator. So I took these bolts out from the top with a 2-foot extension. There's a straight shot. You don't even need a universal. So now you can pretty much see. Start to see the exhaust manifold, I think. So now I've got the heat shield in the way, but I can actually see a bolt. So let's get the heat shield off. The engine is still, like pretty much in the same place, the stock location. Maybe, like an 1/8 of an inch higher than stock. Hopefully that's enough. So you can see I've left this side together. I just took out the one massive bolt. I tried to take out the heat shield, but it won't come out. So I think now it's just a pain. Taking that off, just getting in the way of taking off the O2 sensor. So I should have just left that on. You probably don't even, well, I guess you need to take them off to get the bolts, but I'm gonna come back to that one. Okay, I got the right side heat shield off. Now you can actually see the exhaust manifold. I took the heat shield off on the bottom through the hole where kind of the diff would be. Basically straight down that hole. Just kind of turned it clockwise and just went straight down. Wasn't too bad. I could see you're probably supposed to just lay it in that hole and get all the bolts off, but I can see all the bolts now. I just sprayed them. The same 10 millimeters as everything else, so I have really good luck with the 10 millimeter stuff on VGs and KAs and everything. So, and I also took off the old distillate tube. I didn't think I would be able to get that out. I got this stainless steel tube out, just one 6 millimeter bolt right there. Did that with a 10 millimeter socket, and I was able to pull it out the top. You just kind of turn it clockwise. You pull it out this way diagonally. So I didn't think I was going to be able to get that out, but just got to turn it just the right way. So now I can take out the bolts. I just noticed, I know I've seen on the internet that these leak right here. I just noticed that one bolt right there is a little black. The lower left bolt. If you can see, see all the other bolts nice and shiny gold. That one bolt is a little dark. And that's apparently where the weakest link of these. It's like a, I don't know if it's a stainless exhaust or not, but it's just like a stamped steel. Oh, I think I can see the crack. I just saw the crack. I just saw the crack right there. Oh, there's the crack. Oh, yep. It's been cracked for I think a year or so. I just only hear it after I drive it, like after 60 miles or so. Okay, cool. I can actually see the crack for the first time. Never threw any codes though. At least I'm not crazy. I thought I heard something. Just heard a minor crack, minor exhaust leak. So here's proof that it was leaking. It's all black right here. That's where the exhaust leak was. So I just picked up my new B pipes today. They're bigger, I think like 2.5 inch. They just go in there. I think they're upside down. Yeah, it goes like that. So basically, I think these are 300 cell. You can tell the O2 sensor is in a close enough spot. And here's the left side. This is the A cat, and this is the old B cat. And then the O2 is close enough. So I just need to get some bolts and reuse the old nuts. Okay, here's the little exhaust leak I heard. Here's the right side. I sharpied it. The crack is almost the whole side of. This is basically a stamped steel, a 14 gauge or something, maybe 16 gauge, but the crack goes all the way around. You can see it in the heat shield, the black. I could barely hear it. Usually after it got really hot, like after 60 miles or something, I would turn off and restart, and then I would hear the ticking. But here's the stock. And here's the tools I used to remove the manifold. I went and bought a cheap set of sockets just to modify a 14mm deep. All my deep sockets were kind of too deep, and the standard depth was too shallow. So I was going to modify one, so I bought this. These are on sale at Lowe's for like 10 bucks or something. I just wanted something a little bit shorter. It really made a difference. And then I just took an old Matco ratchet and extended it and put this on from the bottom, and then reach around with my other hand, grab that end, and then try to reach back in from the top and kind of hold this on square, and then just crack it loose. I was able to get 3 from the side, just, with like a straight, with a long, and the rest I pretty much got from the top. So there we go, got one side off. Let's compare the two headers. Okay, whoops. Okay, I just realized there was a box of bolts in the box. Oh my, cool. I thought I was going to have to buy a whole bunch. But as long as they're metric, I'll use them. If not, they're going in the trash. But cool. And I got bungs to plug all these extra holes. So probably gonna have to plug this hole down here. I don't think the O2 is gonna reach. But I was just about to order some of these yesterday and I forgot. So here's my PRT bead pipes compared to the stock. And then JBA headers, titanium compared to stock. So I'm glad to see they're not that much bigger, not drastically bigger, at least around the bolts, because that's always a pain with headers, is it's hard to get to the holes. But you can see this one is really close to that one. You can kind of see the whole picture of 2 cats and now 1 cat. And the O2 sensors are before and after, so no check engine light. Should be back to stock as far as electronics go. Okay, I got the header installed. Had a little issue, a couple issues. First of all, I couldn't get the header in with that shield in the way. That goes above the old pre-cat. That was an easy fix. I just had to take out 2 bolts. And then I couldn't get the header to sit on the block, so I had to raise it up just like half an inch. I still got my 2x4 underneath. And now I got the header in with the original gasket and nuts. I got all the nuts on, and I've also got the fill tube back in. I found it was easier to put it in from this side, from the fender well, instead of from the top. Taking it out, take it off from the top and twist it clockwise to get it out. Kind of did the opposite to get it back in. But I couldn't get it in from the top, so I did it from the side. It was pretty easy. But now, the O2 sensor, I put the airflow sensor in. Here's the connector here. You can see my fingers. And if I put it in the lower spot, here's the wire. I am like 12 inches short. So there's no way to get this to reach without hacking up the factory harness or something. So I'm going to put it in the factory location, even though it only has one exhaust port. I'm just going to put it in there for now. This engine's reliable enough. I can trust one port for the airflow reading. I'm going to have to see if I can find an extension or a different airflow sensor that's got a longer harness. You know, maybe from a Maxim or a 350 or God knows what. I can just bolt that in. Let me show you the bottom. I could not put this heat shield back in. Where's my light? I figured it was just too much of a pain to put that heat shield back in. So, got plenty of access to get to the bolts. Tons of clearance on the side. I still have my spacer in here. I don't have this one connected. You can see the engine's moved over. Probably should have left that bolt in, because the engine did flop around a little bit when I was jacking it up. But I had to jack it up because the tube was hitting right here and I couldn't get the exhaust. I couldn't get the header onto the studs. Maybe because the engine moved. I don't know. But it's not a big deal. Just raised it up just a little bit, like half an inch, and I was able to get the exhaust on. Reused the little gasket. There's tons of clearance through here. Better than the pacesetter headers I had on the last set. Or the Thorleys fit good, but the pacesetters used to rub on my tranny. I had to cut my tranny. But these, I got tons of clearance on both sides. Got tons of frame clearance. Fit really nice. These things are so big though. I'm not used to full-size vehicles. I've had nothing but mini trucks and stuff for the last 35 years. So it's weird having so much space under here. Just everything's just massive. Massive dryer shaft. So I think the next is move the O2 back. I guess put the B pipe in. I'll probably do the other side first, and then I'll do the B pipe last. Time to go to work. So I don't know if I showed this before, but here's the exhaust leak. You can clearly see it was leaking right there, even though I could barely hear it. And here's the heat shield over the pre-cat. I couldn't get the header in with this end, maybe because the engine moved over, I don't know, but I just took it off and it looked like it'd be a pain to get back in. So there's no heat anymore right here, and there is no heat shield right here next to it, so I feel safe without running one. So, trash pile. Okay, here's a little update. I got the driver's side done. Here's a trick I found. Remove the air box. It takes a couple minutes. Held bolts, and made a world of difference. Got tons of room. I was able to get all of them from the top, I think, with my 2-foot 3/8 ratchet. Break those loose and basically put them back in this way. But you can actually see the bolts from here. Probably should have taken the battery off on the other side. So I got the old header off, or manifold off. New one's in. This exhaust manifold on this side was also cracked, but right here there's a crack from there to there. So I think the other one was on the outside. This one was on the inside. But same thing, 150,000 miles. Finally cracked. So I had the same problem on this side. I had to raise the engine up to get the exhaust manifold in. So I had to raise it up like an inch. Not a big deal. I already had a 2x4 in there. But I did not have to remove the heat shield like I did on the right side. I left the heat shield in there. But okay, so here's the airflow sensor from the front manifolds, and here's the O2 sensor from the after the cats, in between the two cats on the stock. They look actually the same. The difference is in the plug is obviously different. Looks like it's a 6-wire on the front ones, and a 4-wire on the rear ones. Yeah, this is the rear, and this is the front. Did I just say that backwards originally? These have got some weird connector on them. So, put some anti-seize and put these back in. So here's everything installed. I got the header tightened up there. Just so you know, I never removed the the engine mount on the driver's side. I only removed that steel bracket from the block. Did not have to remove the motor mount. I did on the other side, but I'm not sure if I really need to or not now. So, I haven't put the O2s in yet, obviously, but I got the B-pipe installed. Lighting is terrible down here. I had to supply my bolts to the back here. Had some all Nissan exhaust nuts, the same style as the Manifold. The O2 sensor goes right here. Can't really see the connector. And the other one goes right there. So, this side's all buttoned up with gaskets. I reused the stock gaskets at the headers, and the ones that came with the headers I used at the back of the B-pipe. So let's see how that works out. Easy enough to change if they fail. Here's a completed shot of the exhaust all done. Still got the factory muffler. I'll change that one of these days. Good shot of the B-pipes there, PRT. All the O2 sensors plugged in using all the stock holes. I got plugs in this bung here. Sounds really good. So